Afternoon. I'm not sure I ever mentioned this. I meant to. The weekend I was detained in the cells all weekend for questioning the validity of the arrest. Um, what they said, but this was about 10 o'clock or something, because they were around here about 8:30. So it was about 10 o'clock. I was in the cells reception area, and they said the courts had run out of time to hear my case. That's how they validated keeping me in the cells all weekend. But on May the 18th, this year, they weren't round here till gone 10. Do you know why? Because it was raining in the morning. Because I was upstairs sorting out filing and paperwork and stuff. And they would have had me in court that morning. And presumably in prison that night. But, which is how I know they wanted me in the court in the morning. So that, another lie, fucking exposed. Bullshit did the court. Well, we knew the court hadn't run out of time, but that just fucking clarifies it. Because they didn't come round here till the time, or even after the time, when the previous time they'd said the court had run out of time. Nah! I'd make a complaint. Not to the police, obviously, because I'm not allowed to talk to the police now. I'd make a complaint to the IOPC, but at the moment they're a bit busy trying to cover up conspiracy to cover up kidnap. So I think a lie about, why I was held in the cells all weekend, maybe a minor issue at the moment. Because I said IOPC still haven't got back to me. Right, CCJs. Now this is actually, I've put this on Facebook that this is coming. This has actually generated some amount of interest. Now, I've been in touch with a firm called Transunion, which is who I was writing to before. They write to law on your behalf. I thought they were the good guys. Turns out they're not. I'll just get, this will be backwards, but there you go, Transunion. So these are the guys that, along with, who was it? There's two other firms like them. Here we go. Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. And these are the guys, you can look up your credit report with these guys. And they're the guys that put the information on there that the courts have passed to them. Now, bear that sentence in mind. Right? Because it's all totally fucking unlawful. Thanks for your recent dispute about your credit report. Before we can proceed with any query, we need supporting evidence. Please send a confirmation from your local authority or the court to, and this is their email address, right? consumer@transunion.co.uk. Now you remember that before we proceed with any query. There seems to be some confusion. TransUnion UK are not part of any investigation. So what would you call a query that needed supporting evidence? I'd call that an investigation. So they've contradicted themselves once already, and that's just in the first two emails. Towards the end, they starting new emails to disrupt the email trace. Which was just another little sign that they were fucking lying. To enable, and now I've asked them for a CCJ. I've asked them for a copy of a warrant, a summons, or something that says this is a CCJ. Obviously, you don't get a bit of paper that says this is a CCJ, but you know where I'm going. So that's what it's going to be referred to from now on. Right, so when I say I want to see a copy of the CCJ, that's either a warrant or a summons or any evidence whatsoever that a court case has taken place. Okay? So I've asked them for a CCJ, proof of a CCJ. To enable us to amend your credit report, we require a copy of the official certification from the county court that issued the judgment confirming the status of the CCJ. Now pay attention to that, that's very fucking important, because they're not actually referring there to a CCJ, right? What they're referring to is the status of the CCJ that's actually on their fucking file online for public information. That's what they're referring to. That bit on that fucking credit file that says CCJ. Right? Now this will become clear. So they want to confirm the status of the CCJ. The county court must and are obligated to provide you a copy. Well, that's funny, because I've asked the county court, and reply came there none. Never mind. Because we've established on this channel before, the courts are getting this information from the Bulk Business Centre in Northampton, and they're not fucking checking it. They're not validating it. They're just signing off on it. So I've just put, sorry, I'm not allowed to contact a court, speak to a court employee, or provide any evidence in my defence. Judge Enright said that on May the 18th, 2017. I find this fascinating though, as I've had this with the police before. You're conducting an investigation, or so you call it, and I'm expected to do all the legwork for you. In the meantime, you're quite happy to put falsified information in the public domain, therefore effectively slandering people. Because, guys, this is fucking fraud. It's misrepresentation. They're putting falsified information on the internet. That can ruin someone's life, right? That can stop them running the business or whatever, right? That is effectively fucking slander. So you get the guy desperate to sort things out, run round in circles for you, while you all have a good laugh with your chums down the court. So this is when they came in and said there seems to be some confusion. Transunion UK are not part of any investigation. So why do you want supporting evidence then, if you're not part of any investigation? The data held by Transunion is supplied by financial organisations, local authorities, courts and insolvency services. Before we can change any county court judgment information, we need to see either a scan or a photocopy of the original certificate from the county court that issued the judgment, confirming it has been satisfied or cancelled. So they want to see a photocopy of the original certificate, but there isn't one. And why would that then have it written on it that it's been satisfied or cancelled? When I said there was some amount of interest on Facebook, someone actually popped up and said they'd paid their debt, but the CCJ remained on their file. Now, you are supposed to be able to write to these people, Transunion, Equifax, and whoever else it was, and say, I've paid this, but I don't know if that guy has. He might be watching this. That would be my suggestion if you haven't, mate. I'm not trying to suggest you're stupid or anything, you just might not know. Because these Transunion and Equifax, and this is who you write to and say it's been cancelled, it's out of time, whatever. Once they've seen an original copy of the document that doesn't exist. So then, of course, I was going to have to provide my full name, date of birth, blah, blah, blah. This is what the police do. They want you to do all the fucking legwork for them. And then they take all the credit, if anything ever comes of it. So you can either contact an Equifax, and whoever else will be similar. They'll have an email address and a postal address, consumer@transunion.co.uk, or Consumer Services Team, PO Box 491, Leeds LS3 1WZ. So, what... shit. I'll just do this, but again, the data held by Transunion is supplied by financial organisations, local authorities, courts and insolvency services. Before we can change any county court judgment information, we need to see a scan or photocopy of the original certificate. So I've answered no. I think what you mean is before you apply any CCJ to anyone's credit file, you should have seen a copy of the warrant or judgment from a court. What you're doing is putting falsified information in the public domain, which is misrepresentation and also fraud. By your argument, I could put any of your employees online tomorrow and say you are child molesters or murderers because I do not need any evidence those events have happened. And I told them that. I said, and you know what, if my CCJs aren't removed by tomorrow lunchtime, I might just do that. Well, that sparked a fucking panic. It's now tomorrow lunchtime. I am writing further to your recent exchange of email correspondence. I have attached a copy of our complaints procedure. I have conducted a full investigation. That's the investigation you weren't carrying out, right? Oh my word. Based on the information I have received, your complaint relates to a county court judgment on your Transunion credit file details. Apparently, they provide the best possible levels of customer care. I didn't know I was a customer. I haven't paid any money. Yet. Best check my bank. Right, as a credit reference agency, we receive information from data providers every 4 to 6 weeks. This information is received electronically and is automatically updated on your credit report. Our contacts with all our data providers make it clear they must fulfill their responsibilities under the relevant data protection regulations, which includes ensuring all data provided is accurate and up to date. But it's not fucking accurate, is it? Because we've already proved that on this channel. The courts don't check the fucking paperwork. They just take it straight from the fucking Bulk Business Centre, which is not a court and has no legally trained personnel, because we've also established that on this channel. And they sign off on it. And where does that come from? Not in all cases, but Lowell is quite a big one. So basically, you're getting CCJs because a private firm, for example, called Lowell, has decided that you should, because in a lot of cases people don't even get any fucking paperwork through. They don't know anything about this until they apply for credit. So it all goes back to Lowell. They're just sending the paperwork through, right? So all CCJs are automatically unfucking lawful. For clarity, it is a data provider that records these details and not Transunion. We are unable to remove information from your credit report without the permission of the data supplier. If we were to do so, it would simply result in the data being re-added to your credit report when we receive the next automatic monthly update. So you can remove the data, so you've just fucking lied again. Regardless of it being fucking re-added, you've just said you can't remove the data, but you fucking can. So you're fucking lying about everything. Transunion. We will be happy to make the required amendments once evidence is received that supports your request. We will need you to forward a copy of the sealed certificate that confirms the CCJ is either cancelled or satisfied. But they can't get that themselves. Even though data regularly goes back and forth between the two parties, they can't actually write to the court and say, we need to see a CCJ. Even though, when I first started dealing with them, they wrote to Lowell. But guess what? Lowell wouldn't fucking respond. What a fucking surprise. So every which way you look at this, every little detail, every little thing, they've lied about the fucking law because everything fucking contradicts itself. You have the right to refer your complaint to the Financial Ombudsman Service. If you don't know about the Financial Ombudsman Service, let me tell you, it's just another toothless fucking government watchdog. When all the shit was going off with the banks, especially Royal Bank of Scotland, basically, because I was in touch with the Financial Ombudsman at that point about my account, which happened to be with Royal Bank of Scotland, and they basically say everything the banks tell them to. They're a bunch of bollocks. They're no use whatsoever. So after all that, you would think that's the last thing I'd hear from them. I've emailed them back. I said, amazing, isn't it, how it's never anyone's fault? If I wrote to the court, they'd say it was your job to check it or something similar. Oh, well, good luck after I've put you on YouTube. I wasn't expecting anything back from that. Later that day. This is when the last two emails, this one included, they've started doing them separately now and not on the email trace. Thank you for your email, and I'm sorry you remained dissatisfied in my response. I am pleased, however, to have this opportunity to address your residual concerns. As custodian of the information we hold, Transunion are unable to remove or amend this information without direct permission of the data provider or suitable evidence to support the removal request. That'll be the evidence that you need for the investigation you're not carrying out. Okay. The reason we ask for this information and do not routinely contact county courts about CCJ entries is when we have done this in the past, the courts have been unable to share this information with us due to concerns around data protection. But they send you all the stuff, don't they? So how can you not ask if it's fucking valid or not? How can you not ask to see? They're doing this without even seeing a copy of a CCJ. A copy of anything. I mean, this is fucking mind-blowing. Oh, I appreciate this may appear counterintuitive, as we do not receive information on the courts. As we do receive information from the courts on a regular basis. However, this data is supplied to us in a specific, secure and controlled manner. Yes, but specific, secure and controlled does not mean it's fucking right, does it? Stop trying to use big words to try and confuse me. There is no argument in place to share information with us on an ad hoc basis. So you actually don't want to validate the information you receive. Neither the courts. The courts get it from the Bulk Business Centre. They clearly don't fucking validate it because they just get it from Lowell, which is a private fucking firm. And actually the Bulk Business Centre is a private fucking firm, but that's a different fucking story. So no one actually validates this information. Some people don't, a lot of people I think, don't even get any fucking paperwork through. Like I said before, they find out they've got a CCJ when they apply for credit and they knew nothing about it. So everything about this, every single angle, every single starting fucking point is fucking unlawful. Because they all fucking contradict themselves with every fucking answer. Please be assured that we review our processes regularly and we are comfortable with our approach. Yet you review your processes of how you received information and how you put it online. You don't validate the fucking information. Anyway. Oh, I went all squeaky there. Keep going. I've emailed them back. I haven't heard anything since yesterday. Keep going, you're making it worse. Lol. Look, we all know you're lying, so I don't know why you don't admit it. With my previous dealings with Lowell, not LOL, Lowell, the so-called courts, the Bulk Business Centre, which has no legally trained personnel, I have now got the evidence to prove all CCJs are completely unlawful, and when I've printed off all the stuff I need, it's going up on YouTube. Even if you now took the CCJs off my credit file, it wouldn't make the blindest bit of difference. You had your chance yesterday. Granted, it may have taken a few years with various videos here and there, but that is all the evidence I need. And that was obviously printed off in a matter of minutes. I don't know what to say, guys. There's no easy answer to this. This isn't a cure. This video isn't a fucking cure, right? You have to get onto Transunion, get onto Lowell, whoever it was the original starting firm. Get onto the fucking Bulk Business Centre, get onto the fucking courts, start demanding to see fucking proof of any warrant or any summons or fucking anything. Email, phone, text, fucking fax, fucking, I don't know, turn up wearing a fucking banana costume, you know. That we're, you know, I've given you the answers on this one. I can't fucking obviously sort this out myself. I'm having a hard enough time sorting my own fucking CCJs out. But that is the fucking solution. You know, we just have to get onto these people en fucking masse and just basically fucking harass them into giving up anything that proves. Because it used to be back in the day, when I was a kid, if you didn't pay a debt, there was a set process, you know. The firm would go to the court, they'd have a hearing, it would be a judge, you'd receive a fucking warrant, you'd receive a summons, whatever. It did used to be, go through the courts. Now, this shit, every single fucking CCJ now in this country is fucking unlawful. And there's the proof. Because they can't keep the fucking story straight. Thank you very much, and good night.